Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Abba Yabba from the DC Church coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shema Shai, Shema Kogadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Shema in the name, and call many spirit, Kodash meaning holy. These are the names and the powers that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth and Lord's will, seal the elect's faith. Shen Kabag, God will ever cause a Korean number Ith. May the double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. And Shalom will Barakum Labakar and Sha'ala, peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel. And to the men out there that's pushing this word of sincerity and the truth, to I say Shalom will Barakum Ma'atham, peace and blessings be upon you. Now without further ado, it's quite early. And I was just watching some videos, and I was watching brothers from the Western region, and it's just beautiful to see how the Spirit of the Lord resonates with all of us in different ways, and how we all have the same goal at mind, and how we're all striving for that same penny. And that's really the main point that I wanted to convey in this message, in this epistle. It's just the scriptures talk about in Revelations 2, I believe 2 and 4 through 5, where it talks about how we left our firstborn, our first love, essentially. But then we're also admonished to remember where we've fallen short and where we have went wrong, and to be admonished to do better, essentially. And when it pertains to the truth, when it pertains to everything that we personally believe, I ain't gonna say personal, but more so what we believe that is biblical. All right, this is everything that we need to suffice us, in every circumstance, in every situation, in every tribulation. And I'm thinking about Romans the 8th chapter, how it talks about how all the things that could potentially separate a man from the love that he has in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, okay, or Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the rather, okay. And nothing that was listed and nothing that was named was capable of pulling the Heavenly Father's elect away from the love that they have for the Son. And the reason why is because they are the ones that had created the universe, that had created this realm with him, okay? With all that being said, it's important for us to show our gratitude toward the Heavenly Father and the sacrifices that he made for us by way of spreading his word, okay? And that's why it's important for us to do our videos. It's not just, I gotta make a video because, I gotta do it. It's a show to work. You gotta really start to countervent the way that you think toward the task in which are set to you. Everything's about perspective and everything's about mindset. So if your perspective and your mindset toward the task and the duty in which the Heavenly Father has commanded us to do is, I got to do this, I got to make sure I do this, opposed to, I can't wait to, I can't wait to do these things to show forth my faith and my fidelity to the Lord. It makes a big difference, because you're the product that you get from actually feeling obliged to do it and feeling more apt to want to do it, opposed to being in a position where you feel like you have to do it. It's way different, You don't want to work with somebody who, you don't want to be around somebody who feels like who's not apt to do their job. You want to be with somebody who's happy to do what they're doing and has a passion to do it, because they're going to do it with more oomph. They're going to do it with more spirit. And the same thing goes for us. We have to make sure that we're doing what we're doing with all our might. That's why the Heavenly Father required us to do it that way. He wasn't asking us. He said, there's no work in the grave. Like, what the fuck you gonna do when you get in the grave? You gonna regret? No. Prior to us getting there, Lord's will we don't. The Heavenly Father delivers us. We are that generation and which the Heavenly Father sends His Son to deliver. You know, we're looking to, we got to put forth our best effort. It's dangerous, man. It's all good. We got to put forth our best effort. And you know, this just a, you know, bonus video. I don't really like classifying, you know, these videos as a part of the videos that I actually am supposed to be doing in the midst of the week, because, you know, you want to be able to actually sit there and edify, and not always just, you know, bring out word while you driving. You know, you want to actually be able to sit there and break things down so that, you know, the elect, they have a better understanding opposed to just word of mouth. You know, and that's essentially what these are. These are kind of like, you know, a nice little conversation in the car with your brother. You know, you just telling him this information offhand. But it's all spiritual though, man, because all of it's lifting up the body of Yahweh Shema Shai and you know, pushing forth the word, because we are commanded to prophesy toward the wind. So although these words are not being directly heard by a man right now, when this video gets uploaded and the elect see this video, they can be admonished of what they need to do and the mindset they need to adapt when it pertains to doing the work, because that's the core of our action. All right, that's the nucleus of everything that we need to do. It's just to prophesy. All right, and that's something that this world just will not understand. And we don't care for them to understand. This is all personal. This is a big ass secret. That's what this is. All right. We're out there in the open. It's not like you can't come see us. We're on the corner of the street prophesying. And you know, it's funny, the perception that people have of us is completely destroyed, and it's completely just distrue. You know, I can't find the correct terms to define it, but the perception that people have of us, all those dudes, they're in a cult and they're yelling on the street, and man, you don't even know what the hell, you don't even know the first half of what we got going on. And the fact of the matter is, if you actually sat there and you had the least bit of understanding, you would understand that what we're doing is a sheer sign of love to really save your wicked ass. The thing is, people don't understand that you reproving them is a form of love. You rebuking them and telling them, hey, this is wrong. And don't do this because you could potentially die. Because there is a God that your forefathers had made a covenant with, which is the reason why you're responsible for upholding that covenant. And if you don't, you die. Okay? They take that as a sheer sign of hatred. Oh, wow, you hate. Because I'm telling you that this is wrong according to biblical standards. I guess so, you know. But nevertheless, more so focused on the main point, which is, you know, conveying the message of truth. That's what this is about. It's being more apt to work, being more apt to do your job. All right? And do what's commanded of you, of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and by Hashem meaning in the name, Racha meaning spirit, Kadash meaning holy. All right? These are the names and the powers that we come to you in order to profess the 100% truth. All right? It's no other way to the Heavenly Father or His Son. Salakia. There's a lot of confusion going on, man. But we got to thank the Heavenly Father for, you know, for sanctifying His elect. I wish I could flip my camera, man. Look at that. That's what happened when you do not prioritize your Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. It's called Tawab, though. And look, it's a whole thing flip. It's crazy, man. So you subject to these things. You subject to that type of judgment when you're not, number one, when you're not praying, you're not fasting, you're not giving.